Hi my loves, welcome to my channel. I'm Chidinma, a medical microbiologist and a public health advocate. This on promoting well-being for all and leaving no one behind. In today's video, I'm going into a very special topic that concerns women's health. Today, I'm going to let you know the different types of vaginal smell. 7 different types of vaginal smell. So at the end of this video, you should be able to understand why your vagina smells in a certain way, why your vagina smells fishy, why your vagina smell have that kind of rotten smell, or it has a kind of yeasty smell, or it has a kind of bleachy or ammonia smell. So stay glued onto this video and you'll understand why some ladies also have white patches on their pants. You also understand the natural and the normal smell of the vagina. So let's get started. The vagina has a natural smell and it's unrealistic if you think it should smell like roses or perfumes. It doesn't and it shouldn't. So why do the vagina have a scent? I'm seeing an increased number of women who are so much pressured, whether they are getting it from television, social media, blogs, that are telling them that they should look, feel, smell in a certain way. And this is really giving an unrealistic expectation. The vagina does have a natural smell and it's unrealistic to think it should smell like roses. It doesn't and it shouldn't. So why do vagina have a scent? It has to do with the pH of the vagina. The pH of the natural vagina is between 3.5 and 4.5, which is due to the normal bacteria that lives in the vagina, which is called the lactobacilli. So anything that changes the pH of the vagina, like say, example, semen or blood from having a period, changes the smell. So the first smell I want to talk about today is the offensive or rotten smell. The offensive or rotten smell. This smell can happen when you forget to remove your tampons. This smell can happen when you forget to remove your tampons. If this happens more often than you think, when a woman places a tampon close to the end of her period, thinking that the period is light and is not flowing, she doesn't need to change the tampons and forget to change it. When the period is not flowing much again, the period is light, so she tends to forget the tampons down there. She tends to forget to remove the tampons. This encourages the growth of the bacteria, which changes the pH of the vagina and fixes the smell there. Another reason could be a woman who puts a tampon in and leave it there. This will make the tampon to hide inside the cervix or be forgotten, or it will be forgotten, and it starts causing problems with smells and possible discharge as well. The good news is once the tampon is removed, everything goes back to normal. The next smell is the fishy smell. There are 2 common reasons why your vagina smells fishy. One is bacterial vaginosis and the other is Trichomonas vaginalis. The bacterial vaginosis is more common in conditions where the pH of the vagina is changed. For example, douching or having sex. Because the semen can change the pH of the vagina, bacterial vaginosis is a sexually associated infection and not sexually transmitted infection. The difference being that a sexually associated infection, you are more likely to have it if you're somebody that is sexually active or you have sex often. But it's not sexually transmitted, which is you can't pass it on from person to person during sex. Bacterial vaginosis is due to an imbalance of the good and bad bacteria in the vagina, and it leads to an overgrowth of the bad bacteria, which then give the fishy smell. It can also be associated with discharge or white creamy discharge. If you're experiencing any of these symptoms, please see your doctor because it's actually quite treatable with the use of antibiotics. The next cause of fishy vaginal smell is Trichomonas vaginalis. Trichomonas vaginalis is a sexually transmitted infection. It's due to the tiny parasite that passes into the vagina during sex, and this gives this fishy vaginal discharge. This now causes itching, causing burning sensation when you're passing urine. If you're experiencing this kind of symptoms, this definitely needs a treatment by a doctor. Please don't delay seeing one. The doctor will as well screen you for other sexually transmitted infections such as gonorrhea and chlamydia. The next smell has been described as yeasty smell. This smell is due to the vaginal thrush. Now, the thrush is really common. Most women will experience this at a certain stage in their lifetime. The vaginal thrush gives a discharge that is usually white, creamy, and it can be smooth. It can also be lumpy, bumpy like a cottage cheese. It's associated with vaginal itching, burning, stinging, and soreness. You will just feel so uncomfortable. So usually when women have thrush, they know there is a problem. Thrush is due to an overgrowth of yeast. Yeast is naturally in the vagina, but it gets out of hand because the pH change, and this allows the yeast to overgrow and give the smell and the discharge. It is treatable though with the use of yeast medications. It is treatable with the use of yeasty medication, which can be taken as a single dose tablet, double dose tablet, or it can also be inserted right inside the vagina as a pastry. The next smell is the coppery smell. This is common at the time of the period, especially at the beginning of the period or towards the end of the period. The flow is quite slow, which means the blood is hanging around for a long time in the vagina, which changes the pH, then therefore giving that coppery smell. So the smell is described as a metallic, which is not a surprise actually, because the blood contains iron, and iron is a metal. This now tends to disappear as soon as the period is over. Another reason why you should have a coppery smell or metallic smell from the vagina is due to having sex when the vagina is very, very dry. So the additional friction from there can be causing tiny cracks and scrapes on the vagina, which can bleed and give that coppery smell. So to avoid this, make sure you're excited and aroused before having a penetrative sex, or you can just use a lubrication. The next type of smell is the earthy smell. Now, this is the smell that is due to sweating in the groin and vagina region. And this is not surprising because the groin and the lips of the vagina do have a sweat glands. So if you're feeling nervous, anxious, and if you've been exercising, you will sweat down there. This can give off the smell, which is a little bit like a body odor. Sweat itself doesn't have any smell. But when it mixes with the bacteria that is living on your skin, it can get that smell. Sweat naturally does not have a smell, but when it mixes with the bacteria that is living on your skin, it now gives it that smell. This is completely normal and is nothing to worry about because it's usually quite mild and faint smell, and it disappears as soon as you have a shower. So wearing synthetic underwear can also cause that area to sweat more, become more sweaty, and therefore encourage the smell. For that to be improved, choose cotton underwears and natural fabrics instead of the synthetic ones. So for you to improve this, choose cotton underwears and natural fabric instead of synthetic ones. The next smell is acidic smell. Now the smell is normal. Remember, I already told you that the environment of the vagina is acidic. So because of the lactobacillus, which are the good bacteria that lives in the vagina, having an acidic environment in the vagina is actually quite beneficial. It suppresses the growth of the bad bacteria and helps to keep the vagina healthy. So this particular smell is nothing to worry about. It's usually quite faint and very normal. The last and not the least is the chemical bleachy or ammonia kind of smell. This kind of smell has something to do with urine, whether you have a urinary infection, leakage of urine, or you are the one that you have drops of urine on your panties or on your underwears, which could give this smell. It could be a person that also has a urine infection. They can also give a characteristic kind of bleachy or ammonia type of smell. Urine infection is easily treated with antibiotics, and if the problem is due to leakage of urine, that needs more investigation and more time. You should definitely seek the advice of a doctor. So that brings me to the end of the different types of vaginal smells, and I want to show the ladies there is no need to put pressure on yourself to think that the vagina needs to smell of roses. It doesn't. As long as the smell is mild and not offensive, it's probably normal. And of course, if the smell is associated with bleeding in between your period, bleeding after sex, or other symptoms such as itching or burning when you're going to toilet, then please seek for your doctor, seek for your medical advice. As long as the smell is mild and not offensive, it's probably normal. And of course, if it's associated with bleeding in between your periods, bleeding after sex, or other symptoms such as itching or burning sensations when you're going to toilet, then please seek for a medical attention. See your doctor so that you can get the correct treatment plan for you. And if you have any question regarding this video, please put it in the comment section below and let's keep the conversation going.